The best dating skill that you can learn in modern dating is learning how to share that woman and not letting it bother you. Because no matter what you do, if that woman is attractive, and even if she's not, even if you don't think she's that attractive, if that woman is alive and breathing, she's going to have multiple guys that she's texting and fucking with in the background to an extent that would make you uncomfortable if you knew about it. I always say that. So you got to learn how to let women do what they're going to do and not let it affect you, not let it bother you. The best way, obviously, to deal with this is probably just to have your own things going on in the background. The days of telling a woman, like, hey, I want you to just be for me, only talk to me, is over, bro. You're not going to be able to get her off of Instagram. There's guys DMing her. You don't have access to her phone. You know that she's texting her ex. You know that guys that she was dealing with and dating before y'all got serious are still hitting her back up. Why would they not? Like, guys are thirsty and horny constantly. Like, all men on the planet woke up this morning with their biology reminding them that we're on Earth to replicate with women. There's definitely dudes texting your ex, or there's definitely dudes texting your girl. A lot of them are her ex. A lot of them already have her phone number, know where she lives, know her address, know her schedule, knows what she likes in bed. I'm not saying this to scare you, but what I'm saying is even the old terms of she's not yours, it's just your turn. Even when it is, quote unquote, your turn, you're still sharing her with dudes in the background. And that is something that is hard to get your head around as a guy that's dating in modern times. I see it myself in relationships I've been in with women. Either I openly know about it because they're texting like their child's father. They got to pick up the kids, drop off the kids, soccer practice, ballet. And you know she's texting that guy. And then you notice other guys on top of that. The other thing is I have female friends, and we've been so against having female friends in this community, but I have found it to be just eye-opening because women, when they're sleeping with you, if they think it's something like a relationship, they can't really be honest with you. But if you have a female friend, like an actual homegirl, that y'all could be honest with each other, she's going to tell you all the diabolical and frankly terrifying things that women do. Basically, any woman that you can point out in a crowd has 2 or 3 guys that she's probably linking with, like actually sleeping with regularly. Any woman that you can point out got 2 or 3 fuck buddies easily. Then they get on dating apps, basically just looking for a simp. There was a content creator called Black Ram 313 that used to say that relationships are a break from the carousel, and I don't even think it's that anymore. I think relationships are just a way for women to get dates and gifts and trips while they're low key on the carousel in the background. So we don't own women anymore. And that has been kind of like the most earth-shattering thing for guys. Because even if you get a girlfriend, I promise you, ask her for her phone. I made a video about this, and it's short. Even if you get a girlfriend that tells you she loves you, swears to God that she wants to be with you forever, say, hey, can I see your phone? And stick your hand out. And she's never going to give it to you. You're actually going to create a fight out of nothing. She's going to call you insecure, controlling, jealous, and you might end up with her breaking up with you for that. Why? Because women got shady shit going on in the background. They just want you to not make a big deal about it. They want to not let it bother you. The only thing that you can do is, like I'm saying, is become this fuckboy character. So I dropped a post on my blog. So you can go to ashleyhimself.com. It's going to be the first post on the blog today the time that you're watching this. And it's really just about this concept of like, even though modern dating is frustrating, could be disappointing, it could just be like sad. You're like, well, why is this so hard? It's still worth it to do it because as a man, you cannot get away from your desire to be with women. Every day that you're alive and healthy, unless you were to be in some kind of terrible accident where you got castrated or one day you don't wake up, every day that you wake up alive and healthy, you're going to desire to be with women, even though it's frustrating, even though it's hard, even though you might think it's not worth it. You kind of don't have a choice because you're going to have this biological drive inside of you, and your only alternative is to live in isolation, be lonely, and that drives a lot of people crazy. Some of the most depressed times I've ever had in my entire life is when I was trying to be isolated and not deal with women because it was too hard. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. It's not. But the only alternative that you have is just to be depressed and isolated and alone. So you kind of have to figure out how to deal with it. Okay. On the concept of becoming a fuckboy, this is not really as hard as you think it is. People blow this up to mean that you got to become like Jake Paul or some kind of like Instagram guy, fitness influencer with an 8-pack. I really don't think that's necessary. I don't see that as being necessary. The number one play that guys are not talking about is becoming a situational alpha. So this means like becoming the leader in a social situation. I've made several videos about this also because I really believe in this concept. Women are like biologically wired to want to be with, sleep with the person who's leading the group. So just become the guy that's leading a group. And it's not hard. It's easier now than ever. You could become the guy that's leading a yoga class, a dance class, something basically that women would want to do. Yoga, Pilates, dance, pottery. And you could probably think of some other things. You just have to put in the whatever small amount of work that is going to become the yoga instructor, the dance instructor. Maybe you get a part-time job as a bartender on the weekends, and then you're bartending and women see you as like the center of attention. Everybody's trying to get your attention. The women are checking you out, things like this. In short, I'm not going to drag this video out. You kind of don't have a choice to stay in the middle. And this is the new theme that I'm on. I have a whole video about this called You Don't Get to Be Mid. The average doesn't exist anymore. The current dating scenario, dating and mating scenario, at least as far as I understand it, is winner take all. Winner take all, loser gets nothing. So you probably have an experience of what it's like to be a loser on dating apps, like 0 matches, 0 likes, or maybe you get 1 or 2 likes, but it's from women that you would never really see yourself being with. The only option that you have is to kind of like take these kind of cliched steps, getting in the gym, working on your fitness, working on your fashion, and then just keep iterating on your profile, iterating on your social skills, iterating on the things that you do until you find something that works. One thing that gives me a lot of hope is I do see guys getting lucky. For example, I went out and met some friends a couple days ago. We just went out and like had a couple beers, played pool. And one of the friends of my friends that was there was this guy that had met his girlfriend. Him and his girlfriend were there, and they had met on Tinder. If I were to show you a picture of this guy, you would think this is not the type of guy that could get a like on Tinder. And probably he doesn't get a ton of likes, but he was able to match with this girl, and his girlfriend was there. She was actually pretty cute. Cute, nice body, long hair, like a pretty girl. Any of y'all watching this video would be happy to date a girl like that. Hit the like button for me, please, if you like this type of content. But what I'm saying is that this nerdy guy, and God bless him, respectfully, kind of nerdy, not in that great of shape, nothing really spectacular about this guy. I think he just got lucky. He got lucky. He was able to convert a Tinder profile into a couple of dates and eventually having a new girlfriend. They'd only been together a little bit. So when I see stuff like that, I'm like, okay, there is quote unquote average guys winning. They're just in the right place at the right time. They're being persistent and they're getting lucky. So that's really my message for you. You got to play the angles that you have. Some of y'all are taller than average. Play that up. Some of you guys might be shorter than average, but you have better physicality. You could put on more muscle, get a little bit leaner, and then just honestly max out all of your other options in every other area of your life. The point of this video, the moral of this video is that you are never going to be able to stop thinking about women. You are never going to be able to stop wanting to be with women. There is either going to be probably people that comment on this video, oh, I give up on dating. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. All these cliches that guys say, but you notice if you watch Casey Zander videos, AMS, any guy that makes dating content, if you watch these guys' videos every single day, there's the same group of guys underneath those videos leaving comments. Oh, the only winning move is not to play. That's what a lot of guys like to say. And I get it. Dating is frustrating. It can be frustrating. It can be disappointing. You could just be like, God, really? You know what sucks when you match with a girl and she's really not even your type at all? You just are kind of a little desperate. And you try to get a conversation going, and a woman that you would never speak to, a woman that you would never walk up to and approach in real life, leaves you on red. That should be having you want to punch the air. When you be like, bro, I would never look at you twice in a public place. I'm just kind of lonely, kind of desperate, and I'm doing you a favor. And you buck-tooth bitch. Pardon my language. But things like this happen and it drives guys crazy. But just stay in there. Stay in the game. Also, you have no choice. You have no choice because as long as you're alive, you're going to want to be with women. So just get good at getting women. The best thing about this is once you get one woman, getting the other ones tends to be a lot easier. So just focus on kind of building yourself up. Become the guy that you could walk into a room or go on dating apps, things like that. And you could get a lot of women's attention. And when you start finding that happening, it's going to make everything a lot easier for you. Now that I'm saying that, I mean, I'm making it sound easier than it is. This is a process that will take you months probably to put in place. But honestly, if you start going to a yoga class, at least just going to the class, leaning down a little bit, intermittent fasting, in 4 to 6 months, you could look a lot different. And you probably would see an improvement in your dating profile. So just keep iterating, get better pictures. Don't just put some lazy pictures up on a dating app, some lazy selfies. Get some good pictures, get a friend to help you, buy a tripod, just go out into a public place, go online and see what pictures. You could ask AI, Google Gemini, hey, what pictures are good on dating apps? You can post your pictures into Google Gemini and it will actually tell you, give you a result of like, okay, these pictures are good, keep this one, these ones are bad, leave these ones. It will tell you how to change your bio, language, everything like that. So use the tools that you have available to you, the internet, AI, things like that. That's probably a whole other video topic that I could make. All right, I hope you got some value out of this one. Hit the like button. Thanks.